Hello and welcome to another video from Sustenance and Cover, the only channel you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy it. And this video is going to be about fig trees. And that's what you're looking at right there is a fig tree. And right here is a fig tree. In fact, I've got 51 fig trees. Some are not doing that well. This fig tree, 7 years old. Looks pretty terrible, doesn't it? I'd say it's 7. It was 5 years ago that I planted it. It was probably 2 years in the pot. And each and every one of these was planted at the same time. And they're all doing quite miserable out here in the yard. I figured, like other trees, they just need to be planted in the woods. And sure enough, I planted some in the woods and they're doing much better. However, I talked to an older man. He told me figs just won't do good at all unless you plant them next to the house because figs like human companionship. And I had heard this all my life. It's got to be a myth. But it finally broke down and I planted some fig trees. This is one right here. This is by a pole, ain't by a house, and it's doing a lot better. But finally broke down and planted some next to my house, and I'm going to show you those. Because you're not going to believe the difference. Those are fig trees. Now, if they need human companionship, they get it because we rarely go anywhere. We're always out on this porch. But I just don't believe that's what's causing this. And look, I'm going to get a couple 100 pounds of figs off of these trees. Like I said, I got 51 fig trees around here, and the only ones that are really doing anything like this are the ones next to the house. I asked a lady at a nursery what the reason was, and she said it was the lime or calcium that was leaching out of my slab. So I bought some lime and put around all my fig trees, and I don't know that they did any different, any better. But another man told me that figs just like their roots to be cool, and they like their roots to go up under the house. And sure enough, another person confirmed that fig trees will put out roots in every direction, and when they find a house, all the roots will stop growing except that one that goes under the house, and it'll just put out all kinds of roots under your house. Now normally this would be a bad idea. You don't want to put a pine tree 5 feet from your house because when it puts out roots it'll break your slab. But I have never seen, and I've seen so many fig trees next to houses, I have never seen a house with slab damage from a fig tree. These things put out a lot of food. Figs are extremely nutritious. They're very easy to dry. You dry them and they last for months on a shelf. So you can have figs year-round if you got a fig tree. And as far as survival, this is like one of the most perfect things you can plant because a lot of people aren't familiar with fig trees. And it puts out a whole lot of food, and that's not just the little fig flowers, but the leaves as well. There are people that wrap food in fig leaves to cook it, and they eat the food, whatever it is, meat, and they eat the leaves as well. So it's perfect food. They grow really quick if you plant them next to your house and start putting out fruit immediately. And they're just an all-around really, really good survivalist tree to have. If you live in a zone that allows for fig trees, please get some fig trees quick. And if you don't want to survive, don't listen to me.